To conspiracy to commit sedition in your Article 141. Okay? In your Article 141, simple lang yan. The persons conspiring to commit the crime of sedition shall be punishable by prison correctional in its medium period and a fine of not exceeding 2,000 pesos. Meron po bang, ma'am, proposal to commit sedition? The answer there is no. Okay? Merong conspiracy or proposal to commit rebellion, ganon. Pero walang proposal to commit sedition. Ang Article 141, it only punish the conspiracy to commit sedition. Okay? There is no crime na proposal to commit sedition. Lagi niyong tandaan yon. Walang proposal sa sedition. So, we go with inciting to sedition. Kanina is your inciting to rebellion. Aleka marites, para kang marites. Okay? Pinipilit mong yung iba ang gumawa para sa'yo. Ito naman, yun 138 is your inciting to rebellion or insurrection. Ang 142 naman is inciting to sedition. So para kang tamad. Gusto mong lumaban sa gobyerno pero tamad ka. So, hinahayaan mo yung iba gumawa para sa'yo. Diba? Parang ganun lang. So, this is similarly, okay? What are the punishable acts here? It can be inciting, uttering, or writing. Okay? Paano yung inciting? Inciting others to the accomplishment of any of the acts which constitute sedition by means of speeches, proclamations, writings, emblems. It can also be by uttering seditious words or speeches which tend to disturb the public peace, or through writing, publishing, or any scurrilous libels against the government or any duly constituted authorities thereof. Okay? Yan. Meron pong two rules sa sedition. Okay? The two rules in sedition is your clear and present danger rule and your dangerous tendency rule. Ano tong clear and present danger rule? Your clear and present danger rule, here, it is a test or a rule used, okay, where the words must be of such nature that by uttering them, there is a danger of public uprising. Okay? And such danger should be both clear and imminent. How about dangerous tendency rule? Ang dangerous tendency rule naman, if words used tend to create a danger of public uprising, then those words could properly be subject of penal laws. Lagi niyong tandaan yung salitang is scurrilous. Okay, scurrilous means vulgar, foul, or low. Example ng scurrilous libel. Okay? Here, in the case of Espelias versus People, the accused had his picture taken, making it to appear as he were hanging lifeless at the end of piece of rope, suspended from a tree. He sent copies of the photographs to newspapers and weeklies of general circulation with suicide note, allegedly written by a fictitious suicide. Okay. Sorry, I will continue later. Okay, I'll try. So, about disturbances or disturbance of proceeding in your Article 144. In your Article 1, before going to that pala, these are your crimes against popular representation. Ito pa. Yan. This one. Crimes against popular representation. So, in your crimes against popular representation, we have 3 crimes here. Article 143, 144, and 145. In your Article 144, it's where your acts tending to prevent the meeting of the National Assembly and similar bodies. 144 is your disturbance of proceedings. And Article 145 is your violation of parliamentary immunity. With regards to 143, okay, the following are the elements of the crime. Number 1, merong projected or actual meeting ng National Assembly or any of its committees or subcommittees, constitutional committees, divisions, provincial board, city, or municipal council or yung board. At yung offender is any person and he prevents such meeting by force or fraud. Lagi niyong tandaan, okay, example is in the case of people versus Alipit. Okay? In this case, there was an election of municipal president. Okay? The election of the municipal president was contested on the ground of minority. He yielded the chair to the vice president. The meeting of the municipal council presided over by the vice president was stopped by the COP, yung chief of police. And the municipal president by arresting the vice president and threatening the councilors with arrest if they would continue holding the meeting. Yung mga councilors then disperse, okay, leaving the premises. Sabi dito, is the COP liable for Article 140? The answer there is yes. Okay? Because the COP and mayor who prevented the meeting of the municipal council are liable under Article 143 when the defect of the meeting is not manifest and requires an investigation before its existence can be determined. And the court here ruled sa case na to, any stranger, even if he be the municipal president, kahit pa na municipal president daw siya, o yung chief ng municipal police, sabi ng korte, he must respect the meeting of the municipal council presided over by the vice president. He has no right to dissolve it through violence under the pretext of lack of notice to some members of the council, which was not apparent, okay, but required an investigation before it could be determined. So that is your Article 143. Next one is your Article 144. What is Article 144? Your Article 144 naman, it talks about disturbances or disturbance of proceedings. Here, the elements of the crime. There is a meeting of National Assembly or any of its committees or subcommittees, constitutional commissions, committees or division in any provincial, city, or municipal council or board. Ito naman, sa disturbance of proceedings, there are 2 acts. It can be through disturbing any meeting, any such meeting, and number 2, he behaves well in the presence of such body in a manner that interrupt its proceeding or impair the respect due to it. Similar siya sa Article 143. Okay? How about Article 145? Yung Article 145 is the violation of parliamentary immunity. Ang acts punishable under Article 145 are the following. Okay? It can be by using force. To. As flash in your screen. To. Nakalagay dito sa kanan. Okay? It can be through using force, intimidation, threats, or frauds to prevent any member ng National Assembly from 1. Attending the meeting, or 2. Expressing his opinion, or 3. Casting his votes. Sa ikalawa naman, it can be committed by arresting or searching any member while Congress is in regular or special meeting. Okay? Or session. Here, yung offender dito is also a public officer or employee. Okay? He arrests or searches any member of the National Assembly. At during nung arrest or search, yung the National Assembly is in a regular or special session. And the purpose of the arrest or the search, okay, the member arrested or searched has not committed a crime punishable under the code by penalty higher than prison mayor. Lagi niyong tandaan na parliamentary immunity does not protect members of Congress from responsibility before the legislative body itself. Ano bang tinatawag nating session? A session, we are talking about in your Article 145, it refers to the entire period from its initial convening until its final adjournment. Okay? And in your Article 1987, it states that the members of Congress are exempted from arrest while Congress is in session, where for all offenses punishable by penalty less than prison mayor. Okay? So, kung sino bang members ng legislative ng body yung Congress, okay? Here, example, the congressman natin, okay? They are exempted from arrest kung ang offenses nila, okay, is less than prison mayor. So, hindi sila, they will still continue their usual work. Okay? How about your illegal assemblies and associations? Ano ang illegal assemblies? Illegal assemblies, okay, are any meeting attended by armed forces, okay, or as I should say armed persons for the purposes of committing any of the crimes punishable by revised penal code. So in this case, okay, you have the following requisites. Okay, baka meron dito. So these are the first element of the first these are the elements of the first form of legal assemblies. Kasi ang legal assemblies po, dalawa ang form nito. Okay, this is the first form. And this is the second form. Okay, let's go with the first form. In your first form, the following are the elements. Number 1, dapat merong meeting. Okay? There is a meeting, a gathering, or group of persons, whether in fixed or moving. Okay? Number 2, meron silang mga armas. They are armed persons. And number 3, ang purpose nila is to commit any crimes punishable under the revised penal code. Lagi niyong tandaan, the persons present at the meeting must be armed in the first form of illegal assembly. Dito sa first form, kailangan may armas sila. Okay? paano pag wala silang armas? What crime is committed by unarmed persons who gather together in a meeting for the purpose of committing theft of large cattle? Gusto nilang magnakaw. Meron pong 40 na tao, pero yung mga katao na to, wala silang mga armas. Gusto lang, nagbabalak lang silang magnakaw ng mga baka o kaya mga kambing. What is the crime committed? Ang sabi dito sa book, okay? They do not commit any crime. Note that the persons present at the meeting must be armed to be liable in your first form of illegal assembly. If at all they only conspire to commit qualified theft, okay, this is not punishable under the revised penal code. Wala pong conspiracy to commit qualified theft. Wala pong ganun sa revised penal code. Ma'am, sa first form ba, ma'am, kailangan ba lahat sila armado? Lahat ba sila dapat may baril? Okay? The answer there? The answer there is not necessarily that all of the persons present in the meeting be armed. Okay? Let's just say, okay, 7 lang, okay, merong 40 na tao. Dito sa 40 na tao na to na nasa meeting, 7 lang ang may armas. Tapos lahat na sila walang armas. Okay. Meron po bang illegal assembly, ma'am? The answer there is yes. Okay? Because the law does not state how many of the persons attending the meeting must be armed. What is important, okay? It is said that a good number, say at least 4, must be armed. So, kahit hindi ka, wala kang daladalang armas sa isang illegal assembly, you will still be liable. And who are the persons liable for illegal assembly? There are, we have your organizers o yung mga leaders, and of course, the participants or those persons who are present at the meeting. If ang armas na dala-dala mo during illegal assembly is mga bolo, kutsilyo, o kaya naman license yung firearm mo, your penalty is prison correctional. Pero kung ang lisensyado, kung wala kang dala-dala, okay, kung wala kang dala-dala, andun ka lang, present ka lang, ang liability mo is only arresto mayor. Ma'am, paano kung hindi lisensyado yung baril? Paano kung hindi lisensyado, ma'am? Kasi kung lisensyado yan, ang liability mo is prison correctional. Anong liability mo? Okay? So, punta tayo sa pinakamababa. Kung present ka lang, aresto mayor. Pero kung may dala-dala kang armas at lisensyado yung baril, okay, sabi natin kutsilyo, bolo, ganun. Kasi wala namang lisensya ang pagdala ng kutsilyo, ganun, no? In this case, you will be liable for prison correctional. Paano, ma'am, kung hindi pa lisensyado? Okay? Kung hindi lisensyado, you will now be considered as the leader or the organizer. Okay? So, you have a higher penalty. Higher penalty. So, how about the second form? What is the second form? This is your second form. Okay? This to. Nakalagay sa screen nyo. There is a meeting or gathering of persons, whether in a fixed place or moving. And number 2, the audience, whether armed or not, is incited to commission of the crime of treason, rebellion, insurrection, sedition, or direct assault. Okay? Ma'am, paano kung nakichismis lang naman ako? Okay? Na-curious kasi ako kaya nag-attend ako. Liable ba ako, ma'am? Sabi naman ng batas, no. Since wala siyang intent to commit any felony. Okay? Chismosa lang siya, hindi po siya kriminal. Sabi ng batas. Okay? So, how about illegal associations? Okay? How about illegal association? What is illegal association? In illegal associations, are those associations totally or partially organized for the purpose of committing any of the crimes punishable under the revised penal code. It can also be associations totally or partially organized for some purposes contrary to public morals. Siyempre, alam nyo naman kung anong public morals. You just read this one. Okay? We go now to your direct assaults.